What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to ARK Capital Options Day Trading Mentorship Class 7. Today we're going to be going over combining the ARK clouds and the Vwap bands. These are the two indicators that we use paired alongside our support and resistance levels, psychological levels, previous day high, previous day low, all topics we've covered beforehand. So we're going to go over how you can use all of these confluences together, these indicators, to be able to form a bias, find an entry, and be able to hold a trade. Let me get right into it. ARK Capital Complete System. Everything working together. This is where all the 6 previous classes unite into one powerful, precise trading system. What have you learned so far? Class 1, you have your foundation, the option basics, buying power, premiums, everything we went over previously, guys, right? Class 2, we went over price action, what candlesticks are, where the beginning of the candlestick is, where the end is, basic support and resistance levels. We went over trends and volume. Remember, guys, always use volume as a confirmation for your trades. Class 3, we went over timing. We went over what weekly options are, what monthly options are, and what 0 DTEs are. We went over the difference between scalping and the difference between swinging. Right, guys? Also strike selection. Class 4, we did analysis. So we drew support and resistance levels, trend lines, went over volume once again, and showing you guys multiple time frame confluence. Class 5, we went over our first indicator, which are the ARK clouds. They use the EMAs to be able to find us our sniper entries. And in the last class, we went over the Vwap bands, which helps us know if buyers or sellers are in control, your targets, and your institutional levels. Now, the synergy. Class 7 teaches you how to layer these tools together for maximum precision and confidence.
Why combine ARK clouds and Vwap? The Vwap and the ARK clouds, man. It's like the intervention in Modern Warfare 2. You understand me? Each indicator has different strength. Combining them creates a complete picture. ARK clouds, what they show is the trend direction. They're a directional indicator. Shows you strength, short to medium term momentum, compression and expansion cycles, right? We don't like to trade the compressions. We like to watch them play out and really take advantage on these expansions, right? That's how we make our money. Vwap bands, what they show is the daily bias and control, institutional price levels, and profit target zones for all of these HFEs and traders and whatever. These are best for confirming daily direction and exits. Together equals power. Double confirmation when both tools agree. It's a high probable setup. The highest probable setup. It can help you filter out false signals. When one tool warns, the other might be wrong. So if you see a contradiction, it's good to stay away. It's a good rule to keep you on your toes if everything's not lining up. If everything lines up, then it's something to trade. If everything's not lining up, then why are you going to trade it? Multiple time frames for the cloud is an intraday moving study, right? It's an intraday moving EMA that we use, while Vwap gives you those daily volume levels where it's more of a daily perspective, right? The complete picture, you see both trend momentum and daily market bias when you combine the both.
And I was saying earlier in class, guys, when VIX was trading over 21, when the clouds were still consolidating, guys, right? You don't want to trade when the clouds are compressed. That expansion is really going to give you the best entries, because when the cloud is all compressed, it's testing the cloud multiple times, and you can get confused whether the candle is closing above or below. These indicators work best when there is momentum, when there is volume, right? So that's another thing to keep in mind. For your daily trading routine, guys, building consistency. Success comes from following the same routine every single day. We're going to be coming out with a checklist that you guys can check every single morning, right before you get into a trade, to be able to rate whether a trade is an A+ setup, B+, C+, so on and so forth. More confluences that you have lining up together, it's going to help you form a more confident trade. Let's say you have a trade and there's only 3 confluences lining up versus a trade where you have 6 confluences lining up. What trade do you think is going to be better, right? The one that has 6 probabilities all pointing in the same direction, or only 3? Example of compressed cloud, we'll go over that when we go over the bullish and bearish examples of using these two together. I'll show you in a second, Caleb. But let's go forward here. Your pre-market routine. So from 8 to 9:30 a.m. guys. This is for my guys in the EST. It's going to be a little bit harder for those Cali cats waking up at 5 a.m. So what you're going to want to do, guys, is review your higher time frames. Remember, guys, from class 4, looking at the overall trend. What do you think Rich and I do in the pre-market, right? How do you think Rich and I prepare for the pre-market calls? You look at the higher time frames, right? You look at the 1 hour candles, see where the resistance is, see where the support is, and what the overall trend is. Remember, guys, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs. You're going to be able to have a plan before going into the market. You're going to want to set up your 10-minute chart. Remember, you're always waiting for that 10-minute confirmation when getting into a trade. So apply the arc clouds, apply the VWAP bands, look at the volume, look at your support and resistance lines. This is your template, guys. This is all that you need to be able to find these setups where maybe prices in bullish price action, right? And you see a pullback to the cloud, you see a pullback to the middle VWAP band, and you see a pullback to a level of support. Those are 3 confluences all in one candle, being able to tell you that, hey, maybe you should take calls here, right? So you're always looking for that 10-minute close. 3, note pre-market action. Where is price trading today? Are there any gaps? Are there any news catalysts? You need to be aware of these things, guys. If you have any information that can help you either get into a trade or stay out of one, that's going to define your trading. Remember earlier, guys, how we were talking about knowing the market that you're trading in? When you're trading in a hard market, you want to go easy. When you're trading in an easy market, you want to go hard. So, step 4, plan potential levels. Where might the cloud plus Vwap confluence form? Mark these areas, right? You guys can see once the first 30 minutes goes by and whether all stocks are correlating, right? Let's say everything is pumping up. You can mark out the zones where the VWAP and where the cloud are lining up, right? You can set alerts at these zones in case you're looking at multiple charts, multiple stocks, and you want to keep in touch with where the VWAP and where the cloud is, right? So all of this planning is going to help you guys catch those A+ setups. During the market, from 9:30 to 10, wait, let structure form. Remember, guys, the 30-minute rule from class 3. You want to let that first 30 minutes go by because they can be very volatile. There could be some news that's going to come out at 10. So it's just better to not get into any early trades. We usually get pullbacks to the clouds and VWAPs, and if it is a choppy day, you'll be able to save yourself from a lot of stress, right? So at 10 a.m., check your tool alignment. Where do the VWAP and the clouds agree? Is price trading above or below both of them? Are they telling you the same thing? That's what you're trying to look at 10 a.m. From 10 a.m. to 3:30, you're waiting for confluences to set up. You're executing your checklist, right? You're seeing, is this an A+ setup? Is this a B+ setup? Is this a C+ setup? And you're managing your trades. Usually, you guys like to take some spying cues and maybe a swing. That's what we do here. So by the time 10, 11, 12 rolls around, you've already been out in and out of one trade. And we preach here, guys, the more trades doesn't mean the better, right? There's quality over quantity. So from 3:30 onwards, close any remaining positions if there's 0 DTs and prepare for the next day. In these last 30 minutes, you can also prepare yourself to look for any swings, any potential news that came out that can affect the market going into the next day, next week. You can use these 30 minutes to look for swings, but for day trades, it's a no trade zone, right? So consistency is key. Follow the same routine every day, remove emotions, and build pattern recognition. Half of this stuff is pattern recognition, guys. How many times do you think you have to sit there and see the cloud come and test before you understand that is your entry zone? You don't need to be scared when the volume is matching up with that entry zone.
Master the system before going live. Guys, your 2-week practice plan, week 1, observation only. Set your charts with both tools every morning. Understand how we trade. Take the time to listen. I know it's kind of boring to just sit here and hear us take these trades with just sitting on the sidelines, but to look at the market and find out why we're taking these trades is very key to your growth. Watch for confluence zones to form throughout the day. Mark where you would have entered. Don't actually take the trade. Maybe you could paper trade it, but review at the end of the day. Would your entries have worked? Build pattern recognition without risk, right? Without putting money up, without risking any of your capital. Week 2, paper trading. Go use Webull paper trading account. Execute full checklist for every trade. track entries, exits, win rate, and profit and loss. Your goal is 5 good setups and a 60% or more win rate, right? If you're not hitting your goals, extend practice another week. Week 3, live trading small size. Start with 1 to 2 contracts maximum. Focus on building quality over quantity. 1 to 2 good trades a day is all you need. A lot of people overcomplicate. A lot of people stay in the market a little too long. And it's good. Let me tell you, it's not bad to stay in the market. I stay in the market every day for a very long time, but I don't trade it, right? Especially if I win in the morning. Usually I'll go on with my day and I'll come back around 2 o'clock and sit down behind the screens for the last 2 hours. But when you have a big win, move, right? You move back, you look at things, you observe, focus on that quality so you're not chasing these false setups, right? If you're chasing quality, the chances of your trades going against you are going to be a lot lower than if you're just focused on quantity. Very simple. Build confidence with small wins. Only size up after showing consistent profitability. Don't size up until you see that consistent profitability, right? Don't rush, go slow. It's better to practice for 3 weeks or 3 months. It doesn't matter until you understand what you're doing. If you don't understand what you're doing, it's just a recipe to lose money. It's not rocket science what we're doing, right? And then trade confidently than to lose money learning on live trades, right? You don't want to just sit there. You don't want to throw $2,000 in an account, $5,000, $10,000 in an account, and then just lose it all learning. And no, I could do it this time, and then do another $10,000, and maybe you didn't learn the best, and then you lose it again. And you go in that circle, and then you're already starting off your options journey down 5, 10, 20, 30 G's, whatever it is. Go slow. Paper trade. People sleep on it. Let's go to the next slide.
Before we go on to the next slide, I just wanted to show them some setups because the next slide is the takeaways for the class. So I just wanted to go over, take a look, guys. What do we have here? We're looking at on the 10-minute time frame. All right. So what do you guys see here? VIX was trading high today, so I didn't want to get into this entry, but we did call out this entry, guys. Called out the contracts. And I want you guys to see what's similar between QQQ and SPY right here. Especially focus on this candle right here. Can you guys tell me what price is doing in correlation to the clouds and to the VWAP? Is price trading above or below the blue line and the cloud? It's trading above, right? And with everything that we learned before, VWAP bands help us with our bias for the day. So if the price is above the VWAP, what is that telling you? That buyers are in control, correct? This is the example of a compressed cloud. You guys see how at the beginning of the day, it's very tight. The cloud is barely visible. It's flipping, but it's not yet expanding. You guys see how this green zone here, as price action continues to drive up, it gets bigger and bigger. This is the expansion. You guys can see that price came down, respected the VWAP, respected the cloud, closed right in the cloud, right on this 10 a.m. candle. And what happened, guys? What happened? We respected the trend, and this ended up being a very nice trade. Same thing with QQQ here. QQQ is a lot cleaner. You guys see how price came down, wicked into the cloud, but it didn't close in it? You guys see that? This entry would be harder to catch because you would probably catch it while it's forming in the cloud. But even if you were to get it off of this rejection right at 10 o'clock, guys, you can see that even though we wicked below, price continued to drive up very nicely. Right, this is 2 examples on how we use the clouds when they line up. After waiting 30 minutes, guys, you're able to tell if price is trading above or below your VWAP band in your cloud. And then from there, you're looking for the cloud tests, right? So another example here is yesterday, guys. Take a look at yesterday. We're looking at SPY on the 10-minute here. Let's take away these levels, right? So what do we see here, guys? After the first 30 minutes play out, what do we see? We see a VWAP rejection and a cloud rejection, right, guys? This candle even closed below the lower VWAP band, kind of insinuating that we are really weak. You guys understand that? So when you have these 2 confluences lining up, even to the downside, guys, it can help you catch really nice plays. Like, these were 3 examples, guys, for VWAP bands in the clouds and how to use them. I'll continue here to the slides now. So boom, class 7 key takeaways. Art clouds show the trend / momentum, and the VWAP bands show the daily bias. Use both together. Middle VWAP plus cloud confluence equals highest probable setup. We just went over 3 setups, guys, right? 2 to the upside, 1 to the downside, showing you guys how if you wait 30 minutes, See where price is trading after those 30 minutes and wait for a cloud test. On a day with nice and high momentum, you can catch really nice trades. So when price is above the VWAP, above the cloud, this is layered support. Cloud first, VWAP second. When VWAP is below the cloud, this is layered resistance. Cloud first, VWAP second. Confluence zones. 2+ levels are overlapped. Cloud, VWAP, or a support and resistance level. Triple confluence, all three. Rare but premium setup, size with risk rules. We do make custom risk management plans for you guys. They're all posted not only in our education center, but they're also pinned in the free chat. There's no excuses. You should always have a defined risk, and you should understand how much you're risking per account size, right? When tools disagree, let's say the cloud is bullish, but the VWAP is bearish, don't trade. Wait for your setup to align. Once again, going back to the quality over quantity, you're not going to want to be taking these setups where one thing is telling you one thing, the other is telling you another, and it's just not lining up, right? You want to wait for both of the things to tell you the same thing to give you the highest probability of a winning trade. All right, so you have a 10-box checklist for every trade. All boxes checked equals high confidence. This is going to help you guys being able to identify whether we're bullish or whether we're bearish beforehand. It's going to help you identify having a plan before the market opens, knowing what news is coming out, knowing what levels are going to be major support, major resistance. It's very important to inform yourself and come into the market with a plan. So, chart template, 10-minute primary with clouds plus VWAP plus support and resistance levels and volume. Going back to volume, you always want the volume to back up the move. So your daily routine is a pre-market prep, wait 30 minutes, find your confluences, execute your checklist. And for more advanced, check the daily, check the 1 hour, check the 10-minute for ultimate alignment. When I'm really looking for those scalping entries, I'll look at 4 charts at the same time, all the same stock, and I'll be looking at the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, and 30 minute. This has really helped me wait out those good trades. So practice for 2+ weeks before going live, guys. This is going to help you guys with your pattern recognition. If you're not able to identify these setups before you're taking them with even a paper trade, you need to focus on being able to visually see it first, right? Besides it being an emotional game, you also need to visually be able to see the setup accumulating. Once you have enough experience, you'll be able to tell off the momentum or the news that's coming up or just the volatility in the market, whether it's a day to trade or not, right? So this system combines all 7 classes. It's complete, trust it, and be patient. Quality over quantity. Wait for perfect setups. They're worth it. With the proper risk management, if your losses are always smaller than your wins, you're going to be stale good. You're going to be waiting for the confluences. You're going to be confident in your trades because you're only taking A+ setups, right? Very quick class, guys. Very simple. You're just waiting the 30 minutes, waiting for price to come back to the cloud, and seeing if the volume is confirming the test trend. Very simple and very repeatable. Once you understand it, it's kind of hard to forget it and hard to ignore it. So that's it for class 7 today, guys. If there's any questions or anything you guys want to go over about this class, you guys can throw those questions right now in the chat. Let us know.
Hello.
This was amazing. Appreciate it, Tano. Appreciate it. You've been trading with this system for almost a year now, right? A little bit over a year. How do you feel like you've grown being able to compound those daily wins, those scalps? That's key. Hello. Talk to me, Tano. If there's anyone else that has any questions or wants to go over the VWAP bands of the clouds really quick, let us know, guys. When the cloud is fat like this, yes, that's when the cloud is expanding. That's when a trend is in full momentum. That's not bad. That's actually in your favor. It's showing you that there is momentum and volume behind that trade, right? That the trend is it's held strongly by whatever side is taking it, right? That's an example of the expansion. And when the cloud is all tight and switchy, that's let's see. Since January 2025, it makes me feel even more confident with VWAP and clouds. Not complicated at all. Very underestimated. I recommend everyone master it. Can you show an example of a bullish and a bearish set on a higher time frame? Even if we go to this 1 hour for the day, it's pretty much the same exact thing. You're just not going to get the cloud tests, right? You got the cloud test here, right? But it's a lot rarer to get the cloud test. That's why when you're day trading it, you want to be trading it on a lower time frame, because these are where you're going to see the zones where price comes in and tests that actual trend, right? Let me see. Rich, they're asking you about CoreWeave. I'd be getting confused looking at so many time frames. It's just something that you need to get used to. So when you're first starting your first week, maybe only look at one chart, maybe whether it's SPY or two or any individual name that we're looking at specifically, right? But once you're able to identify it just on the 10-minute alone, you can have a chart set up like this, right? Where you have the 1-minute chart, right? You're looking at the very low time frame price action. Then you're looking at the 5-minute chart, 10-minute chart, and 30-minute chart, right? And when all these are telling you the same thing, that's when you're in a high probable trade. That's when you can add more confluences in one trade across multiple time frames. You just use the bigger ones to map out stuff. Yes, our general supports and resistances. And you use the daily also for the cloud test as well. So there, would you just not look at the hour or 4 hour? When I'm day trading it, I'll flip through it, but these are the ones that I have my eyes on at all times. Eldorado options. Alongside looking at all of this on 4 different time frames, I'm also looking at 12 different stocks on the 10-minute time frame, right? So I have multiple chart setups like this, going over different stocks, right? All set up on different monitors. So it's just about pattern recognition, being able to scan through the different stocks and see where price is in correlation to the cloud and through the Vwap. Once you do it for a month or two, looking at one stock, it's very easy to pull up 2 stocks and do it at the same time, right? Any more questions, guys? I took an L on Tesla longs today. Entry was at 750, but the thing took a dump on me and ended up ripping back to high day. Anything I should have done different? So let's take a look at Tesla. When you say you took it at 750, what time zone are you trading in? Are you talking about this 1050 candle right here? PST? So you took Tesla here, right on this candle, right? So you took Tesla longs right up here. Let's go over what we could have done better, right? Boom. Let's say you're targeting 410, right? First things first, brother, you're not entering on the cloud, right? You understand that we're holding a bullish price action, but you didn't wait for the cloud test. So rule number 1, right? You waited the first 30 minutes. Rule number 2, you identified whether we're bullish or we're bearish. But 3, you didn't wait for the cloud test, right? And the initial entry when Silent and I were discussing this was right around here, when the VWAP and the cloud were testing right around here, right? So before this big pump happened. So where you went wrong was entering before you got a cloud test, and also after a big pump like this, right? Now, I wouldn't want to say that you missed the whole move because we obviously continued to go up afterwards. But if you waited for us to come down, test the cloud, and then show confirmation of holding, second test, boom, you would have been still good. Anywhere buying in the cloud right here and holding, as long as it didn't break below the cloud, you would have been still good, right? So just waiting for those cloud tests, Nick. You were on point with the direction that the stock wanted to go, and you were on point with waiting the first 30 minutes. But it's that entry criteria, waiting for the cloud test, waiting for the middle VWAP test, little things like that. You know what I mean? Hello. This year is going to be my year. I feel it. It's going to be a lot of your guys' years. Anyone who shows up every single day and shows true consistency and discipline, you guys are going to really see the benefit of staying on task, following your rules, following a system. If you see that the system is working for others, work for you as well. It just comes down to the person's discipline and consistency. Understanding the chart setup is one thing. Following the chart setup is another. Use them risk management docs, boys, for real. Yep. Let me get right into prayer then. Let's get right into it, guys. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you so much, Lord, for giving us another day, another breath of life, and just giving us the energy and the consistency to be able to continue to motivate our students here and to show them the same exact system that's showed us the results that we have today, Lord. We know that by following you, you'll make our path straight, so I just ask you to continue to be the good shepherd that you are, and just to continue to give us the energy on a daily basis to commit not only to you but this business venture that we have here, Lord. So I just ask you once again, just protect every person in this call, be there for them, be their peace, show them that you could be that fulfillment in the heart that they've been seeking, Lord. And I just ask you also to make sure that everyone gets great rest tonight and that they're able to execute tomorrow with this system, being disciplined, waiting the first 30 minutes, waiting for their bias, waiting for the cloud test, Lord. So in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Amazing class. It was a short one today. Very easy, very straight to the point, right? Very straight to the point, guys. It's really not hard what we do here. It's just hard following rules, managing risk correctly, putting your emotions to the side, not making it about the money. Once you get those things out the way, it ain't nothing but a peanut, right? But I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see you guys in class tomorrow for pre-market live trading. And our next class, guys, tomorrow we're going to be doing class 8. And I'll make sure to get these videos uploaded to you guys. Let's get it, guys. See y'all. Peace.